I just legally changed my name as a 32-year-old Black woman, and I'm going to give you the reasons why.
So of course, from the obvious, I truly just hated my name. There are a number of reasons why Black women will want to go change their names, and a lot of us really just don't do it. I got tired of people always mispronouncing my name. Like, I don't think my old name was that hard, but people just found a way to mispronounce it every time. Number two, my name was kind of a man's name. So every time I see people with my name, it was usually men. Not saying that I don't like co-ed names, because I love me a good co-ed name. It's just I truly hated my name, and I don't think it was that co-ed. I'm an early 90s baby, so if you're a Black American that was born in the early 90s, you know sometimes our parents just used to make our names up. So my mom took her first name and my dad's first name and kind of put it together and made a name.
Shay Taylor-Allen had already matched into Yale New Haven Hospital, the same place where she once worked as a janitor. But before she accepted her medical school diploma in May 2026, there was one personal detail she still wanted to settle. For most of her life, the people closest to her called her Shay. That was the name she used socially, professionally, and publicly. But on official documents, her legal first name was still Shaquan. And as she prepared to become a doctor, that difference between the name she lived with and the name on paper became harder to ignore. The latest update came when Taylor-Allen, now 32, spoke publicly about officially changing her legal name before receiving her doctorate. According to People, she filed the paperwork through probate court in Connecticut in March 2026, before stepping into the next stage of her medical career. But the name change is not where her story begins. To understand why this moment carried so much weight, you have to go back to Yale New Haven Hospital, long before she was preparing to return there as a physician. Taylor-Allen was born in New Haven, Connecticut, and her connection to Yale New Haven Hospital started early. After high school, she began working at the hospital as a janitor. She was 18, helping support herself. And for roughly a decade, she cleaned hospital spaces while slowly building a path toward medicine. At that time, becoming a doctor was not yet the obvious next chapter. Earlier reports about her path describe how her mother's health struggles became a turning point. Taylor-Allen has said that watching her mother struggle to be properly heard in a medical setting pushed her to think seriously about patient advocacy. That experience mattered because she was not watching medicine from a distance. She was inside the hospital system every day, but not in the role people usually associate with authority. She was cleaning rooms, seeing how the hospital worked, and learning how different jobs inside the same building affected patient care. The next confirmed development came through her education. She studied biology, later earned a master's degree, and eventually entered Howard University College of Medicine in 2021. Her path was not a simple straight line, but it kept moving. For verified entertainment and real-life story updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. Then came Match Day. On March 20th, 2026, Taylor-Allen learned she had matched into anesthesiology at Yale. That detail gave the story its full circle shape. She was not just going to any hospital. She was returning to the same hospital where she had once worked on the cleaning staff, now as a doctor in training. Yale's Department of Anesthesiology publicly welcomed her through a statement reported by ABC News, with department leadership saying they were thrilled to welcome Dr. Shay Taylor-Allen into the residency community. That confirmed the professional milestone behind the viral moment. But while the public focus first landed on the janitor to doctor timeline, the newer update added a more personal layer. Taylor-Allen said the name Shaquan had been built from parts of both of her parents' names. Over time, as her relationship with her father changed, carrying that name reportedly began to feel emotionally complicated. This is where the official record becomes important. A legal name change is not just a nickname becoming popular. In Connecticut, adult name changes are handled through a court process that includes filing a petition and affidavit, providing identification and a birth certificate, and appearing before probate court. Taylor-Allen's public account says she returned to Connecticut and filed in March 2026. The decision also came at a precise moment. She was preparing to receive her medical school diploma. That document would mark years of work, study, rejection, persistence, and a major career transition. For Taylor-Allen, allowing the diploma to carry a name she no longer identified with did not feel right. What stands out in the timeline is that this was not a reinvention for public attention. Most people in her life already knew her as Shay. The legal change appears to have brought her official identity in line with the name she had already been using. Taylor-Allen also connected the issue to a larger point about how names can shape the way people are treated, especially Black women in professional spaces. That part of her story is personal, but it also sits inside a wider public conversation. Research has long shown that names can influence perception in hiring and professional settings, including a well-known field experiment that found resumes with white-sounding names received more callbacks than identical resumes with Black-sounding names. Still, Taylor-Allen has been careful not to frame the name change as the reason she succeeded. She became a doctor with her old legal name. She matched into Yale with the full weight of her academic work, her training, and her personal history behind her. The name change was not about erasing what she overcame. It was about choosing what she wanted to carry forward.
So I just truly dislike that. I don't talk to my father anymore, so I'd rather just not have his name within my name. The last reason why is, of course, we know the typical, when people see my name, they automatically assume whatever they want to assume by it. I know that there are biases when it comes to certain names, especially when you are applying to jobs, certain schools. People see your name and they already form that kind of bias about you. So I just want to keep the people guessing. Shay is not so far removed, but I know there are a lot of other races with that name, so I just want to keep the girls guessing. I didn't want them to form a bias before they met me. I know there are a lot of Black American women who still deal with that today, and they probably dislike their name, and they didn't know that they could either go legally change it without no issue. The process for me was extremely simple, to go to the court system and change it. I can make another video if you guys want to know the entire process, but those are my reasons why.
I just legally changed my name as a 32-year-old Black woman, and I'm gonna give.
The midpoint of this story is easy to misunderstand. It is not simply about disliking a name. It is about timing, identity, family history, and a professional milestone arriving at the same moment. By the time she was about to become Dr. Taylor-Allen, the paperwork became more than paperwork. Her mother's reaction also became part of the update. According to People, Taylor-Allen said her mother understood the reasons behind the decision and did not take it as a rejection. That detail matters because the original name came from family. Without that context, the name change could be misread as a break from everyone connected to it. Publicly, Taylor-Allen described it more as a step toward personal alignment. The latest confirmed status is clear. Taylor-Allen has completed medical school, changed her legal name to Shay, and matched into anesthesiology at Yale New Haven Hospital. Her story now has 2 public chapters moving together: the professional journey from janitorial work to medical residency, and the personal decision to enter that next chapter under the name she says feels like her own. What remains unclear is how much of the legal paperwork itself is publicly available beyond her own account and reporting. There is no public indication that the name change was contested, and no reliable reporting suggests the decision was anything other than personal. For now, the confirmed story is not about abandoning the past. It is about walking into the future with a name, a degree, and a career path that all point in the same direction.